Everybody's obsessed with serums and 14-step glass skincare routines, but we're rarely talking about the daily habits that are actually going to make the biggest difference in your skin. So I wanted to share 10 of my super simple habits I do every single day for my own skin as an acne specialist. So let's actually start with my favorite part of my day, and that is red light therapy. Now, I know this is going to look a little gimmicky, like I totally look like Iron Man, and I know you see people wearing this all over social media, glowing all the time, but this has actually been the biggest game changer for my millennial skin. I have the full-blown mask like this, and I also have the chest kind of mask that goes around my neck and my chest. I am putting these on every single night as part of my wind down routine. So after I get my kids to bed, I cleanse my face really well. I'm going to be putting a green tea serum on. And what's really interesting about a green tea serum is there was a small sample study, albeit it was small, but hey, I'm going to take it, that showed applying a green tea serum before using your red light actually supercharged the results so much that you got the same results in 1 month than if you had just used the red light by itself for 9 months alone. So I'm going to be applying my green tea serum. I'm putting my face mask and the chest mask on, and I'm going to be using it for about 10 to 20 minutes while I read my book, while I go make a tea, while I clean up my kitchen. I love that I can just clip it to my pocket or the top of my pants and go about my day. Now, the actual science behind it is really cool. So red light therapy actually uses low-level wavelengths of light that penetrate deep into your skin to stimulate your mitochondria. These are kind of like the energy centers in your cells, which is going to kickstart collagen production, hello anti-aging game, speed up healing, hello breakouts, and reducing inflammation. So basically, it's telling your skin to work smarter, not harder. And honestly, it's my most favorite thing for my skin. I look forward to doing it every single night. And what I love is these masks, because they're made with a poured silicone, they travel so well. When I'm flying on an airplane, when I'm going up to the cottage with my family, I wrap it up, put it in my bag, and you better believe I'm doing this 7 days a week. But even the best red light therapy isn't going to help if you aren't washing the day off your skin properly. This is where we need to talk about a good old double cleanse. For me, this is a non-negotiable. I wear SPF. I'm a big makeup girly, so I got to be making sure all of that is coming off at the end of the day. This is where a double cleanse is going to come in, because if you're just doing a single cleanse, oftentimes you're not doing a good enough job to get everything off of your skin. So here's what we do. We get a nice oil cleanser, whether this is a liquid oil or you can be getting a cleansing balm, putting a little bit on clean hands. Then you're rubbing it right on top of that makeup, that SPF. You're going right in there. Do a good job, right? We're getting into the hairline, the ears, even underneath if you bring your makeup down, singing your ABCs. And then you're going to get some water on your fingers. This is really important because now you're going to emulsify the oil. So you're going to go in with a little bit of water on your hands. You're going to see it's going to get like a cloudy, milky look to it, further breaking everything down. Then you're going to get a warm, wet cloth and gently rubbing or taking all of that off. You'll see everything coming off on the cloth. It does a great job at getting rid of the eye makeup, the eyebrow gels, all of it. Then you'll be using a water-based, your normal cleanser, and going in and again, singing your ABCs twice, being thorough around the nose, in the hairline, up into the ears, underneath, everywhere we're going. Be gentle with this. We don't want to be harshly scrubbing. And then you're going to be using lukewarm water to rinse it off and then patting your skin to dry. So for me, I really love Cosmedix Purity Solution. This is their Nourishing Deep Cleansing Oil. Love, love this. And for my regular cleanser, I'm using the Osmosis Purify Enzyme cleanser. So these are medical grade. So this is what I'm using every single day. Now, speaking of SPF, it is a must do every single day. My favorite for my face is going to be ColorScience. This is the Sunforgettable Enviro Screen Protection Face Shield. I'm also a big, big fan of ClearStem's Your Sunshine. These both have a little bit of tint to it. And what I also do is, because you want to be making sure that you're reapplying throughout the day, I have the brush-on version for each one of these. So it's really great because you can pop this in your bag, and then that way throughout the day, you can be reapplying this brush-on mineral sunscreen to make sure you're keeping yourself protected. You want to be doing 3 finger lengths of SPF for your face, your neck, and your chest. We want to be making sure we don't skip on our neck and our chest because these are going to be more delicate like your face. So we want to be making sure we're getting good exposure. Basically from your boobs up, you want to be making sure we got that SPF on. And no matter what SPF you're picking, we want to be making sure we are opting for a mineral-based SPF. We don't want to be reaching for the chemicals like the oxybenzenes. These aren't only hormone disrupting ingredients, which means they actually mimic hormones in your body. And if we're dealing with hormonal acne, this is a no thank you. And we also want to remember remember that these chemical sunscreens are actually bleaching the coral reefs. So mineral is the way to go for both our health and the environment's health. Now, we want to be wearing SPF every single day because it is helping with hyperpigmentation. Especially if you're an acne sufferer, you want to be wearing SPF so we're reducing the severity of those dark marks you're going to get. And we know it's really important for aging. I'm a millennial in like my anti-aging era, so I want to be wearing SPF every single day to prevent the aging. And when I'm sweating that SPF out after a workout, whether I'm at the gym, I'm going to Pilates, I'm going to yoga, you better believe I have my hypochlorous acid spray with me because it lives in my bag. It is my ride or die. After my workout, I'm going to be spritzing it on my face, my neck, my chest, my back, anywhere I want to get rid of that sweat-induced bacteria that can flare your skin. I am personally obsessed with ClearStem's skin spray all day. You can see like I'm almost out of it and need to order a new bottle. But I also really love Tower 28's SOS spray. It's another fave. We recommend it to our clients all the time. This is super gentle, but it's extremely powerful. It does a really great job of killing that acne-causing bacteria, calming redness, and it's also supporting your skin barrier, which we want to do without any of that dryness that you're going to get from a lot of other sprays that are leaving that really tight feeling. It also plays really nice with everything else in your routine. It can be spritz on top of your makeup for a midday refresh. It's a total game changer because it works really like a setting spray as well. Now, I love me some skincare topicals, but I am an acne nutritionist, so we cannot be skipping what's going on inside your body. So for me, a really big shift that I made that my skin absolutely loved, now don't hate me, but it is swapping out my morning coffee. I know, don't shoot the messenger. So for me, what I actually did is I swapped in a matcha latte because I really love that experience of looking forward to having something hot and cozy in the morning. But my morning coffee just really wasn't doing it for my body or my skin. For me, when I was drinking coffee, especially on an empty stomach, it was making my nervous system feel like I was on drugs. I didn't feel good. It would cause my nervous system to light up like a Christmas tree. My hands would shake and I would be really hangry and my moods would be so unstable. Reason being is it does a number on your stress hormone cortisol. It has this really hard spike and crash. Fun fact, this cortisol swing can actually be leading to an overproduction of sebum in your skin. That's that sticky, oily substance that when it's overproduced, it's going to clog your pores and lead to breakouts. And that cortisol swing can also be impacting your mood. So this is why I switched to my morning matcha. I've never looked back. And what's really great about a matcha is it has about half the amount of caffeine as a cup of black coffee. But what's interesting about matcha is it contains the amino acid L-theanine. This is going to give you a very stable, alert, calm throughout the day without that really hard spike and crash that you're going to be getting from a regular cup of coffee. Plus, it's full of antioxidants, and we want to be loving up those antioxidants because they actually fight free radicals in your body. And you know what free radicals do? They promote disease, but they also promote aging. So we want to be loving up all those antioxidants if we're in that anti-aging era. And that final component is because you're drinking the whole tea leaf when it comes to matcha, you are getting a great source of chlorophyll, which is going to be amazing for helping to detoxify your body. Now, as much as I would absolutely love to be drinking matcha legit all day, like hook me up to an IV, give me that matcha IV, we kind of need to add this next one in because it's super important. And it's something we all know about. That is hydration. Now, to supercharge my hydration a little bit, I am a big fan of adding in electrolytes because I'm all about mineral health, right? So when we are adding in a little bit of the electrolytes, we're really helping to supercharge our cells' ability to like really bring in that hydration. So for me, I'm a big fan of Quencher. It's a Canadian brand. It is formulated, I believe, by a holistic nutritionist like myself. So I have this tub that I'll be putting into my water at home. And I usually do this around a workout. So if I'm going to Pilates, I'm going to be doing some strength training, going for a walk, I'm going to be adding it into my water bottle. Remember, we want clean filtered water. And then if I'm out and about, I'm running errands, or if I'm traveling, I'm at the airport, I'm, going something by car, this is where I'm going to be using the travel packets. You better believe that every bag I own, and I own a lot of bags, this is where the electrolyte packets, they are always in. You look in one of my bags, there's probably 5 living in the bottom. And if I'm being totally honest, this next one probably made the absolute biggest difference in my skin. Are you ready for it? I actually don't drink alcohol, 99.9% of the year. I may have a mimosa at Christmas, and we have this annual festival here in Niagara, Canada, where I live called the Grape and Wine Festival. I may have a glass of organic wine there, but every other day of the year, I'm not drinking alcohol. I'll stick to a mocktail. And this is actually coming from a former club girl where I was out on the dance floor, shutting the bars down to 3 or 4 in the morning. So I love to have a good time. But when I finally broke up with alcohol, my skin drastically changed. So these days, it's going to be a no for me. It's not friends with your skin at all. It dehydrates your skin like crazy, leading to dull, dry, flaky skin. It's not a cute look. It also inflames your gut, which is going to mess with your skin. Then comes the blood sugar crashes, which are welcoming in that inflammation. We're increasing that sebum production we just talked about. And then your hormones actually take a hit. And we know the liver does not love alcohol. So please don't shoot the messenger on this one because I think we all know our body doesn't love alcohol, but let's remove it for a little while, give it 30 to 90 days, and you will see such a huge difference in your skin. So while we're giving a miss to alcohol, this next one is something we actually need to eat more of. Now, I was a chronic undereater and I was a chronic undereater of protein. Now, here's the thing about protein. It is so crucial for the health of your skin. Protein is required to be rebuilding and repairing your skin. So if we're not eating enough of it, we're really going to be slowing down wound healing. Guess what? Little wounds are all over our face, acne, pimples, breakouts. So we need to be eating protein to be helping to heal our skin from the inside out. Protein is also going to be keeping our blood sugar levels stable, nice and happy. Because when it's sent on a roller coaster ride, up and down, up and down, up and down, this is actually going to be leading to a domino effect of an overproduction of sebum. Here comes that sebum again, which is going to be clogging our pores and leading to breakouts. So let's start aiming for about 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. If you're nowhere near that amount, let's slowly get up to that every single day. Let's increase a little bit. Now, if you're an animal eater, you could be eating things like chicken, turkey, sustainable wild fish like a salmon, maybe grass-fed beef, maybe wild game. And over in the plant department, you could be eating lentils, legumes, nuts, seeds, quinoa. These are all really great sources of protein that we can be getting in to help our body repair and rebuild from the inside out. So a typical day for me in the protein department is I'm going to be having a smoothie in the morning with one of my favorite protein powders, hemp heart and some nut butter. That's generally giving me about 35 grams of protein. Then I'm a big fan of eating my leftover dinner for lunch because I don't have time in the day to be making a brand new thing. So if that's a protein like say chicken and some leftover vegetables, and then at dinner time, again, I'm going to be eating a protein, whether that's say like a black cod, which I had for dinner last night with some sauteed veggies and a really big, lovely salad. And then I'm going to be making sure that each one of those meals, I'm getting about 20 to 30 grams of protein for each meal. And then the rest of my protein, I'm going to be getting from snacks. So some of my favorite protein-rich snacks for me is going to be good old hummus and crackers. I love the grass-fed meat sticks. And I also will love an almond flour wrap that I do with some scrambled eggs in. Next to protein, the other nutrient you absolutely need to be getting more of is going to be fiber. And most women aren't even getting close to enough fiber in the day. I know I sure wasn't. Back in the day, I thought like a granola bar and a nice lunch salad was me getting enough fiber, and it straight up wasn't. So fiber, while it's not fun and cool to talk about, it's actually so super critical for our digestion, for our hormones, and for our skin. So if you find that you really break out on your chin or your jawline before your period, we know hormones may be up to no good, and this is where fiber comes in. Because guess what? Fiber kind of acts like a broom in your digestive system to sweep up all of those toxins and the excess hormones, like say estrogen, and it helps to excrete it from the body, straight up from just eating fiber in a day. Fiber also does a really great job of feeding your gut's good bacteria, which is key for keeping inflammation down. And a healthy gut means fewer breakouts, more stable moods, and way less bloat. And yes, if you're not going to the bathroom regularly, it's actually going to start showing up on your skin because your body is using stool and poop to get rid of excess toxins, bacteria, and hormones that it doesn't need. And if it's not getting out of your body, guess what? It ends up back in circulation. Your hormones are going to take a hit. Your inflammation in your body is going to take a hit. And so is your skin. So fiber is definitely an MVP when it comes to your skin and your hormones. And we don't need to overthink it. Let's aim for about 30 to 45 grams. Again, if you're nowhere near that, let's slowly amp that up. We can be getting that from nuts, seeds, lentils, legumes, veggies, and gluten-free whole grains. And finally, the last nutrient that we absolutely cannot be skipping on, because not only does it help produce hormones, but it gives our skin that glow up that we need, and that is healthy fats. Now, a lot of us, again, we aren't eating enough healthy fats in the day. And if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, I'm going to be blaming this on that like low fat culture where it was literally low fat everything. And so many of us became afraid of fats, but we need fats in order to survive. We just want to be having healthy fats. So let's think of avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, olives, anything coconut related. These are all really great sources of healthy fats that you want to be including including in your day-to-day. Healthy fats are seriously one of the best things you can feed your skin. They help keep it hydrated from the inside out, like that juicy plump glow we're all looking for. And fats also play a really big role in calming inflammation, which is a major problem if you're dealing with breakouts, redness, or flare-ups from eczema or rosacea. Plus, fats actually support your skin barrier, which is your skin's natural shield, and they help to absorb key nutrients like vitamin A, D, E, and K. All of this is crucial for smooth, glowy, and resilient skin. So let's not forget about your hormones, because your hormones actually need fats in order to produce themselves. So let's get some more healthy fats in our day. You don't need a complicated 14-step skincare routine full of products. These 10 things are proven effective in what I do for my skin every single day as somebody that does acne and skin health from the inside out. And if you need more help, more guidance, we would love to help you over in the Clear Skin Solution, work through your gut, your hormones, your detoxification. So just check the caption. Can't wait to see you there.